Ah, motor massage. This will be nice.
No. It's a massacre.
Oh, that's less nice. On the Atari ST Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome back to the Atari ST Show. I'm your good buddy, your good pal, Amigo Aaron, joined as always by the Brent.
Hello.
And this week, the people have spoken to Brent, and we'll be looking at a little game I like to call Motor Massacre.
Yes.
Not massage, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Sorry, to be fair, a motor massage sounds dangerous and wrong.
I think that's a business idea. It's a freebie, folks.
Yeah.
It's a carpool thing.
Well, I don't know about that. You know, before we get into Motor Massacre, you know, we don't walk down the path that often of these car combat games.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the first one I've ever played.
No, I mean, on the show, we haven't done that many. And so I thought to myself, this would be a great opportunity. And there's a reason I bring this up, because I'm actually really into one of these right now. And so it's timely. This is a nice compare and contrast with what I'm playing right now. But let's go back. Let's take a trip back, back in time to your early days on the PC, on the Amiga, on the various consoles. What were your favorite games that involved automotive destruction? Guns, bombs, missiles, oil slicks, all that stuff.
Bump and Jump's real good.
I didn't think about that, but that's exactly. You're not wrong. That actually, I'm gonna allow it.
Well, yeah, you smush people from above.
Well, I never thought of it that way, because the people you smush are sort of just like, they don't even look like real cars half the time, you know.
Yeah, that's what you do, Aaron. You dehumanize them, and then it's easier
Well,
to crush
that's true.
them.
That's true. I will say you'd have to do that if you were smashing people from above. I never thought about it, but that's probably one of the earliest. That or Demolition Derby, or probably amongst the. Of course, there was also was it Night Driver was one. You know, the ones where you go out and try to run over pedestrians and stuff. So I guess there were a few, but I mean, when I think of I'm thinking car-on-car action.
Well, as someone said in chat, Spy Hunter, of course.
Spy Hunter was one. I remember I used to play a game on a PC called, I think it was called Death Rally, which was fun. I used to play that one.
And then as you move forward, of course, you've got Carmageddon.
Well, you skipped a couple that I would bring up. Interstate 76 was a real fun game. I mean, I love the concept and the plot more than the game.
Right, I was going to say, yes, Interstate 76 was a fun game, but I would not consider it the mindless violence. You play that for the plot.
You know, it's funny. Dave Z mentions Car Wars. Now, there is a video game version, but I played the pencil and paper version of that quite a bit. And it was a fun game. It's sort of what spawned a lot of these more violent games. What about the Twisted Metal stuff? Did you get into those at all?
Nah, it was PlayStation. I just didn't go down that path.
So which path did you take?
Console Nintendo and
game-wise on those consoles. I know where you went.
Nothing. they're really. I mean, motorized car carnage is not really my thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't really play a lot of these.
The dream is to have a car, and you mentioned it. The dream game was to have a game that had good graphics, that was fun, where you had that car outfitted with weapons, and you went out and destroyed other cars, possibly civilians. You mentioned probably the mother of all these games, which is Carmageddon.
Yeah.
Carmageddon, a great game, especially the second one, the Death Race 2000. Just a great game.
Oh,
because it combined wanton destruction with a beautiful graphical engine. It had multiplayer. It had tons of customization with mods and whatnot. I played the crap out of that game over the network at the house. We used to play it over and over.
Here's my question for you, though. Did you actually play the game? Like
the
single-player game?
Yeah.
I never did. I mean, I would load it up, and then I would drive around the town and whatnot. But to play like the game progressively through the story, I've never done it.
I've played it some. Mostly, you're right. That's a game where you screw around.
Yeah.
See? Ignore that, everybody. It's a little stormy outside. But I love I love the fact that you could play multiplayer on that.
Yeah.
There was a game in that where it was basically like tag with bombs.
Yeah, it was great.
I love that. That was one of my favorite games to play on there. And the fact that you could run over people or cows or chickens, like that was always funny to me when you could do that. It was just a great
roadkill. What a laugh!
It's not real, but I thought that was a real fun game. The only thing you couldn't do in that game is really sort of customize your cars.
Well, you could a little bit.
Well, not like you could in something like, for example, the game I'm currently playing, which has been out for about 10 years now. It's called Crossout. It's a great game. Bring your checkbook for a Crossout, but it literally lets you build your car from the ground up. It's got a great system for building. It's got great environments.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a Steam game, so you've got massive multiplayer. It's just a great game. I think that, in my opinion, is sort of the pinnacle of where the car combat games are. I mean, you could also throw in stuff like Destruction Derby, which was great, from Psygnosis. Test Drive Eva Destruction, one of my all-time favorite games on the Xbox, where you have the competitive Destruction Derby, the figure 8 courses and stuff like that. Wreckfest is one that's fun. I think it's got a sequel out now. Tons of interesting games, but they really didn't. This is a game that we're talking about here in a minute that goes into sort of like a different area. That's a little more unusual than a lot of these games, I would say.
Well, I think they try to give that genre of game a little push into a more, I don't want to say narrative, but complete package, and we'll talk about how well it went.
Shall we get into it now?
Yes, we shall.
Let's talk. That's the haunting love theme from Motor Massacre. Let's talk about the massacre, the Brent.
I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna feel more. So Motor Massacre, if you're thinking to yourself, what the heck's this? Well, if you don't live in Europe, if you live in the USA or Canada, you'll know this game by its stupider title, Road Raider.
Wow,
and Road Raider also has a stupider box. Did you see the box? It's like a Mad Max knockoff. It looks like a car peeing fire on another car.
Yeah. It's garbage.
Yeah, that's tough. But I mean, it's the same game. So this game came out on multiple systems: the Amiga, the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad, and the C64 all got copies of this bad boy. They all came out in '88, except for the C64 came out in '89. This one was put together by an outfit called Gray Matter. We've heard of Gray Matter, and this is published by Gremlin, which, of course, a big publisher.
Sure.
It has been around for a long time. The programmer on this was Ed Zoinersk. Tough name to say. Zoinereyk. Good luck. Triple word score on Scrabble. Ed, his claim to fame was he did Fiendish Freddy's Big Top of it, which is a great game. The graphics were done on this by Rob Anderson and Nick Gray. They all worked on Fiendish Freddy, and Rob Anderson also worked on another guilty pleasure of mine, Techno Cop. And there's definitely some Techno Cop in Motor Massacre. They also worked on a game called The Ultimate Ride, which I don't know what that is. Game design was from Chris Gray. Of course, Chris Gray worked on Fiendish Freddy as well. He also worked on Star Goose, which is a pretty neat game, and Ultimate Ride as well. And in rounding out the team, the music, some of which you just heard, from the well-traveled, well-respected Ben Daglish, who worked on tons of things. Probably his hallmark is all the songs in The Last Ninja. He also worked on stuff like California Games, a lot of the game stuff, just tons and tons and tons. A well-traveled fellow. If you were to pick this up, Brent, for your STE with half a meg memory, this would run you £19.95p.
So full price.
Full price, the full deal here.
Full price Gameroonie.
2-discer, this one, and you'd be good to go. Now, did you manage to find the documents for this documentation on this? Because I've got it here. If you're interested in
No,
the
I
bizarre
mean, I
factoid.
know the story.
Right.
This is oddly enough, and this never happens for the ST show. This is one I've played before.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you said that. I was baffled by that.
I haven't played it on the ST before, but I've played it on one of the other systems before. And so I kind of knew what I was getting into, so the docks weren't necessarily my most important thing to do. What do you have from the docks that is thrilling and compelling?
Well, you've got to set this game up. You can't just say you drive around and shoot stuff, all right? This is straight from the docks, all right? So I'm going to read verbatim. Before the great biological holocaust, you led a wild life chasing down creeps. But that was then. Now you've settled down to a quiet life in the last remaining city on Earth. Sure, sometimes life's a little quiet, but one thing's for sure, life here is better than life on the outside. Out there, it's just one big mutant mess. That right there tells you a lot of the game, because you're in this last city. That's where you do most of your work. Now, to continue, it all started with that when that menace, Dr. A. Hold, thought he could strike it rich by pawning off that vile food substitute, Slew. He knew exactly what Slew would do to anyone who ate it. After you get hooked on the stuff, you don't care about anything exciting except finding more. And so this tells you this is the crux of the game.
So it's Coca-Cola.
No, much worse.
Oh,
This is more like Slurm. And I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like Slurm. If you watch Futurama, it's super addictive. It's like crack.
Well,
or
I mean,
food.
early Coca-Cola.
Well, maybe. So basically, everyone that a lot of people you're going to come across are addicted to Slew. So now everyone's trapped in the city, unable to break free from the mad doctor's Slew addiction. So he has hired killer cars that cruise the streets, looking for a guy like you to smash to bits. In the abandoned buildings, you can also find strung-out zombie mutants roaming the halls, searching for a healthy victim to contaminate. Typical. So why should you care? Here's why. This is the last city, and life's been good until now, and so now you're going to go out and do the deal. You can tell I'm sort of paraphrasing some of the long-windedness of this. The time has come to break out the tools of your trade. Your leather jacket, cool shades, ammo-packed pistol, your armored tactical vehicle, ATV. This isn't an ordinary ATV either. It's equipped with a high-powered gun, 50 rounds of ammo, and a built-in ram car, which is going to come in mighty handy. Your mission is to survive the game and survive the streets, and then eventually take down the doctor. You've got to keep your eyes wide open for entrances to buildings so you can go in them, and you've got to watch where you're driving around. That's pretty much the long and short of it. You're going through this game trying to build up your strategy. Don't look at me.
I know.
So that gives you a good idea of what this game is. Your guy is simply known as the Hunter. The Hunter, I'm pretty sure, is related to Jim Powers in some way. They're very similar. I can see a family photo with Jim Powers, this guy, and Jim Powers' girlfriend getting together. And this guy has this, he's got really two cars, effectively. He's got the ATV, and then inside the ATV, when it's necessary, he breaks out the sports car that sort of shoots out the front, which is kind of neat.
And we'll talk about that.
So, with that background in mind, this game hones into view, Brent. Your first thoughts?
Well, first thoughts?
Yeah, your very first thoughts when you saw the game. I know you were excited.
My first thoughts were, oh my God, why is this taking so long to load?
My first thoughts were, oh my God, why can't I get this to work?
Well, I figured we got past that part.
No.
This game takes mediocre and wears it like a badge of honor. Everything about it is...
You didn't hold anything back, did you?
Everything about it is 5s out of 10. I mean, the sound, the music, the gameplay, the controls, all of it is right down the middle. When you start the game, it starts you in your ATV, your big armored supercar.
And ATV is sort of a misnomer.
Yeah.
It's not a mod. This is a futuristic biological holocaust version of an ATV. It's like a monster car.
So when you first start out, it just drops you into the world with no real explanation.
Yeah.
And there's a place you can pull into immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it pretty obvious. So when you go in there, you get out of your car, and now you're on foot.
Which I like that.
And it's a foot travel game. And we'll get into some of the specifics here in a second. But the game is really 3 types of game in one.
I would agree.
You've got your main city map where you're driving around, and I mean you're the big bad boy on the street. Everything else you can take out with one shot.
I'd say this is the weakest of the 3 games.
And you have to gather supplies.
Yeah.
Fuel up your vehicles, do any repairs, and eventually get an arena ticket and go to the arena. And then the second part is kind of the on-foot exploration, where you have a gun, you have to fight tons and tons of mutants, the food infected, if you will, and your goals here are to gather more supplies. You use food as money, you use keys for progression, and you use ammo for how much you have in your gun.
Yep. And there's also first aid and sort of
there's
stuff to augment your car.
There's other things to pick up, but that's what's in your inventory.
Yeah.
That's your ongoing things. This section it's very mazy. It is easy to, especially in the beginning, run out of keys.
Yeah.
And then you're just kind of screwed because you have to go to a different place to pick up keys where there might be an abundance of keys, and then bring it back to some of the other places. The oddest part about this, and where a lot of people are going to struggle, is you can shoot the crap on the ground.
Right. Once I figured that out, it made a lot more sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, the zombie horde is endless and aggressive. So there's no stopping that. They're always going to be coming for you. So you have to keep moving. But there's all kinds of this radiated food goo on the ground that if you don't know you can shoot, you literally will get nowhere in the game.
Yeah, and you can't shoot at all. That's got to be, you can shoot.
Right.
You'll know when you shoot it. If it goes away, you can shoot it.
So the biggest problem with this section of the game, from a gameplay perspective, is it is very mazy, and you can not necessarily get soft locked, but you can get to where you can't progress until you go to a different dungeon area.
And you can also get overwhelmed pretty quick.
Incredibly quick.
Yeah.
And this is a one and done game. So you have your inventory you have to build up for your overworld map, and then the overworld map, the whole goal is to get to the arena. There are stores, but the main goal is to get to the arena. And then the arena is the third section, the third type of game that you're going to play.
Yeah.
Now you don't have your mega supercar. You are basically on the same even playing field as everyone else. And it kind of meshes the 2 game modes together. It says you're entering an arena, but it's
like another small city where you play sumo wrestler. Basically.
Right. Well, and the arena will have corridors. It will have pits and traps. And you can't shoot your enemies. You have to run into them to either, if you run into them enough, you can destroy them. But more effectively is to run them off of the platform, off of the stage.
Into the abyss. Yeah.
So you've got those 3 gameplay types, which is good. I think it's nice that they mix it up. But there are underlying problems with all of it, which I'll get into after I hear your impression, Aaron.
Right. So I think you summarized that quite nicely. You've got the overworld driving area. You've got the go into the building area, and then you've got the arena. There are also gas stations and stores you can go in and purchase stuff if you've got like you said, if you've got food.
Yeah.
So on the overworld map, you're going to encounter other cars. Most of them are pretty much pushovers, as long as you've got ammo.
Yeah.
Then there's also mines, gun turrets.
Yeah, we went over
crap
all that.
like that. Well, my point is this: none of this is fun.
Yeah.
None of this makes the game fun. The other drivers, they'll swarm you too. It's not fun. It doesn't feel fast. This isn't like playing like an overhead racing game. This car goes real slow and is lame. It's a lame mobile, okay? So that part is no good. The running, I should talk about the car steering. So a lot of people won't know this, but you actually have 2 options for your driving. I don't know if you tried. Yeah, if you look in the instructions, if you hit a button on the keyboard, I think it's D, you can change from the tank controls to this other set of controls, okay? The other set of controls is way worse than the tank controls.
Okay.
So what you've got in this is your classic, like, it's just from, like, Combat on the Atari. It's the classic tank controls.
Yeah, left turns you left, right turns you right.
Yeah.
Forward, it moves you forward, backwards moves you
What would
backwards.
have been great is if you had 2 buttons. One of them would make you go forward, and one of them, and then you can use the joystick to move around. But you don't got that. So tank controls.
Yeah, your button is your weapon.
I'm guessing this is why they made the car so slow. Is because you can't really do real speed. I mean, they don't call them tank controls for a reason. They're not called Ferrari controls. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You don't play Lotus 2 with these sort of controls. But stick with this control set. The other one stinks. So anyway, the overall, I didn't like it. It was 0 fun. Yeah. It's not even that attractive looking, to be honest with you.
It's okay.
This game got ports to, like I said, the ZX Spectrum, the C64, and the Amstrad. Right, and so this is one of those games,
and the Amiga,
and the Amiga. Well, the Amiga is not falling into what I'm saying here, which is this is one of those games. It's like it's sort of a 16-bit game, I mean, kinda, but I mean, no one's gonna think to themselves, "Wow, they really dropped the budget on the graphics," because the graphics are like not the best. I would say they're not that good.
They're fine.
I'd say they're. You said they were middling.
Yeah.
I would say that it would be about where I would put them. Let's talk about the running around part. It's the best part of the game. It's sort of like, well, I mean, hear me out. It's the best part of the game. It's sort of like a combination of like Gauntlet and I don't know, like so some parts of it because you were being chased those guys. It sort of reminded me of a scrolling version of something like Smash TV or something. It was weird to see those guys run around at you. You know, that's what reminded me of it. I wish you had the controls that you have in that. That'd be awesome, but you don't. But, I mean, the problem with that thing is, like Brent said, it's easy to get yourself caught.
Yeah.
It's easy to get overwhelmed. The guys never stop coming. There's also randomly these holes in the floor, and no matter how much health you've got left, if you fall into those holes, you just die.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the other guys come out the holes.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what's down there.
Oh, I guess you fall down there and all the guys just get you.
I don't know. But it's odd. Now, I mentioned that this game was worked on by the fellows that brought you Techno Cop. I like Techno Cop because it's bloody and stupid and fun. And better than this, by the way. But one of the things this shares with Techno Cop is, and Phoenix Freddy as well, the art style of the characters in this. The cartoony art style. They've got crazy beards and weird hair, and their faces are weird.
They're all stylized.
They look good. I like those guys. But one of the things they do in Techno Cop is when you get killed, your guy just doesn't fall over. He sort of like melts or like falls apart. That happens in this game. It's very similar to Techno Cop. So if you've played Techno Cop, you know what to expect in that area. The arena part, I only got into the arena like a couple times.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get in there.
I never beat the first arena.
No, I never beat the arena.
And there's only 3 arenas.
Yeah.
So it's not like the game's huge.
But, I mean, it was different. I was real surprised when I couldn't shoot the first time. I should have watched a video. But when I got in there, I didn't know what to do. So the first time I just got killed right away. And then the second time I got a little bit further. But it's okay. I would say it's not that good either. But, I mean, I don't know where it's not that good. I didn't like any of this game all that much, I guess is where I'm going.
Here's the problem with a middling game.
Yeah.
If you have a middling game that has some form of enjoyment, you get through.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to get on your top 10 list, but you're going to play it and at least not look back at it poorly.
Yeah.
The problem with this game is it has so many other flaws that middling starts nosediving.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? Some of the flaws are every time you go into a new zone, go from your car to walking around to the arena, there's a load screen.
Yeah.
And the load screens are 15, 20 seconds.
And we're in the future. I heard some reviews of people playing this like on actual hardware, and the load times were ludicrous.
Yeah. So
we're from the future. You know what I mean? I don't know why I said that.
So you've got long load times, and it's not like going from level 1 to level 2. You're going to run into this 7 or 8 times as you're playing when one section of a level. Number 2, you can get the way the guns shoot in this in the overworld, because the only real danger in the overworld is there's huge turret guns.
Yeah.
And the way they shoot is they have one bullet on the screen at the time. And they shoot down long corridors, so you wait for it to shoot and then you drive behind the bullet. Standard video game stuff. If you don't know that the turret is there and you're just sliding along and maybe hit a car or something, it can shoot you 6 or 8 times in an instant.
Yep.
It's just done. And you are obliterated. And then you have to start all over. It's a horrible feeling to die to something like that.
Oh,
it's
let me hop in for 1 second on that.
All right.
This is just okay. Something else the doc said. If you hit a button in the game, you can save the game. And it pretty much just hit the button and it saves. Okay? I'm telling you this for a reason. Because I was reading in the reviews. I read the classic reviews on this.
Right.
This game saved on the actual disc that came with it. So that meant every time you saved, you're writing to the disc. And so
that's not good.
There's no other way to do it. And so I heard a lot of people complaining about that. And I will say, just while we're talking about it, I had trouble finding a game of this that would work properly. I really had problems running this. I had to run it off disc. I couldn't find anything else to use. And I had problems getting something to even boost. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not blaming the game for that. But that was another problem I had. Okay, continue.
And the inside parts have the same kind of problem where you get the holes, or you'll just get swarmed, and the guys do damage to you by running into you. That whole shtick.
Yeah.
And it's 8 or 10 people at the screen on one time, and they will follow you through the maze.
Yeah.
So while you're trying to figure out, should I open this door or not, you're just continuously getting hit by people. And while the damage is fair, like the amount of damage per one person hitting you is fair, one person times 8, and then it's unfair. So that makes it unfun.
Yeah.
There's never a point in this game where you feel all powerful. You feel like this really kick butt bounty hunter guy that you're supposed to be. You collect food to go to the store, and you can get upgrades. You can upgrade your guns for your car. You can upgrade guns for your people, for your person. It has all that aspects, all that kind of role playing aspects, which is cool.
Radar.
Yeah. That's all fun. Having all that crap in there is fun, but you never feel like you have a leg up in a world where you're supposed to be the big cool guy.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be just killing these little freaks. All the little freaks should just be cannon fodder, but the controls make them harder than they need to be to shoot. The stride that your guy takes every walk is huge.
Yeah, he gets around.
You can't shoot diagonally. You can only shoot orthogonally. It's a pain in the butt. And the arena section, the biggest problem with that is the arena is a maze. And it's a maze of pits. I don't mind. There's a whole lot of like landmines and explosions. I don't have a problem with that. That's kind of just the hazards of the zone. But the whole stage is just pits everywhere. So you're just creeping along. It's just like it's almost like a stealth mission.
Yeah.
And the guys are all over the map. And it's not like you're killed after one guy. You have to kill like 10 or 12 cars to get onto the next stage. And unfortunately, the next stage is just more of the same. Yeah. So,
I mean, there are some upsides, though.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to be Mr. Sunshine here just for a minute. You do, like you mentioned, the car upgrades are cool, and there's some interesting stuff on there that you can pick up, including like your Spy Hunter type stuff, your missile launcher, your smoke screen.
Yeah.
You've got a thing that makes your car shoot in multiple directions. There's a thing that instantly stops your car instead of having to slow down.
Yeah,
although
it's like super
your car is
brakes.
not like super fast. There's a thing that makes your car go super quick, like a turbo. So they did. That's the kind of stuff. And armor. That's the kind of stuff that people like. Gives a little more of a role-playing element.
Sure.
So, I mean, I don't hate this.
I don't hate it either.
And if I look at it from the year it came out, like, it could have been really fun.
Yes.
And the fact that they let you go in the buildings is fun.
Yes.
But it's just that they didn't make any one element of the game awesome.
It's all well laid out. It's all well thought out. But the actual hands-on control, moving the person around, is clunky, and none of it feels fun.
Did you ever get used to driving the car with any? I mean,
it was a pain. From
like when you try to pull into a place to pull your car in, just getting in there is a hassle.
Yes.
And then throw in a gaggle of other cars that are there ramming you and cajoling you around. You're like, what am I doing here? You know.
And the world and the concept is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I mean, it's dopey, but it's silly fun. It's
right.
okay.
Well, I mean, like the aspect of the toxic food, toxic addictive food. They play it up really well. You see advertisements for it all over the place.
Yeah. There's a commercial that plays before you. I mean, there's a thing at the bottom of the scroll.
Yeah.
That plays when you go in your end. There's these big pictures of who you're playing. That's kind of fun.
But I think if this was remade, where first of all it had smooth gameplay, because we didn't even talk about that. This is kind of clunky.
Yeah. It's jittery. I mean, it's not super smooth.
No.
And the thing is, for people that are going to be like, "Oh, there's the ST for you." I played this on the Amiga, and they're very. I mean, I don't know which came from what, but they're eerily similar.
Yeah.
So it's not like one's crushing it. The Amiga's got better sound. It's got better sound effects. I will say that.
I think
we should mention that. The sound in this is horrible.
Yeah. Well,
that noise.
I mentioned it.
I mean, but no. The motor sound in this.
Yeah.
What was the game we played a couple weeks ago that had the horrible sound?
That was
way worse. That was way worse. But this one's like, I want it to be like that.
Yeah, the Dracula game.
You should never attempt to be like that. Nosferatu. That was horrible.
So yeah, it's unfortunate that this game. I think if this got redone, the concept got redone into a better package. I think there could actually be some fun to be had.
That would be a stunning event if that ever happened. Someone's like, I'm going to redo Motor Massacre. Let's pull that one off the heap. That would be baffling if that would have happened.
Yeah, this kind of has Zombie Ate My Neighbors vibes, if you've ever played that. The running around part.
What's that, the NES game?
Yeah, the Super NES game.
I don't remember that being this jittery.
Oh, no, the gameplay aspects of it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But I don't know. This thing... It's tough. It's a tough game. I'm not going to say you should play it. I don't know what I'm saying.
I want to like it, but I just can't.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I'm with you on that.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Well, I mean...
And a little angry.
I'm not going to say what I was thinking, but it is what it is, everybody. It is what it is. You're going to be stunned, Brent, but we did get a review on this thing.
I can only assume it was Pajako.
That's right.
Because no mortal man would have the guspa to try this out.
So, he writes, I hadn't heard of it until fairly recently, which is a shame, because although it is clearly an 8-bit game in 16-bit threads, it is right up my street, or road in this case. It's kind of a cross between Rally X, Gauntlet, and Speedball. That's being generous. And that's Aaron talking. Graphically, it's a bit messy. It looks like they took the ZX Spectrum sprites and colored them in.
Oh, I don't think it's that bad.
Oh, I didn't try the ZX version. But it plays pretty well once you get the hang of it, although the foot sections in the malls are a little clunky, as you will shoot enemies and miss, even though they seem to be directly in line with them. Driving is a little difficult, as the sprite collision is a bit lax. That's true. So you will hit things and take damage, but you have good control of the car and can turn on a dime, so you can get used to it all. It's a shame there wasn't music and sound in this one, as I thought the interstitial music was good. That's a word I'm not familiar with, that Projako. Keep it simple for the humanoid. This is far from the best game out there. I had fun playing it, despite some of the BS deaths. And as a final game for the Atari ST Show, it's not a bad one to go out on. Well worth a play or two, and something that has legs for a remake maybe even with multiplayer, 7 out of 10. Yeah, I know, it's my usual spot, but it's not 6 out of 10, and it's not 8 for Atari ST Show. I think that would be a little high. I think this is just straight up 5, brother.
This is a 5er.
Now, I did look at a couple actual reviews from the magazines that
From
when
the
this
rags
thing came
at
out.
the time, all right.
Yeah, Power Play, clearly Power Play checked this thing into the boards and gave it a 53%.
Well, that's what we just gave it.
Atari Magazine, your German offering, 60%. And Atari ST User, in a bizarre review that mingled this with Supercars, gave this an 80%. They took 2 games and then talked about them in one review. It was very strange. I guess this is something that was done sometimes. They should never do this again.
I guess the check on the memo line just had both games listed.
The added bonus is at the end of the article, the author noted that he had preferred Motor Massacre. And then there's a little, like, publisher blurb at the bottom. He's like, I like Supercars. I was like, even the people making the magazine couldn't agree on which they preferred at the time. So I looked this up on eBay, the BRENT. I was interested to see what this is going for. So, number 1, if you look up Motor Massacre, you're not going to find jack squat. There's nothing out there, hardly, except for there's an Amiga one. They were asking $90. It's a good deal. Or you could get the ZX Spectrum tape for a tenner. There were no ST versions. However, if you look for Road Raider and its stupid front, that you can find. Get this. You can get this from Canada right now. The box is beat down. It's a box and discs, $8. Not bad. Of course, the guy wants like $17 shipping. But Canada's not too keen on us right now. And then there's another one in Canada. It's completed in box, $58 dues for that bad boy. So, any final thoughts on this? I mean, it's not the worst we played on here, but I mean, again, it's another in a long line of average, not the best, not the worst games, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah. This is, yeah.
Get in there.
It's middle of the road, man.
It's middle. Well said. I should mention. We did look at both the Amiga and the Atari version of this. I had to get out of that seat. There was no microphone in it. And they're virtually identical, except for, like I said, the sound effects are better in the Amiga version. The control stinks in that, too.
Yeah.
Or not, I shouldn't say stinks. It isn't the best.
It stinks.
Now, let's put this one to bed and talk about a brighter future ahead of the BRENT. It's the dawn of a new era. It's the dawn of a new age. As Pajako mentioned, you have cast your eyes upon the last Atari ST show. We're putting this show to bed, but fear not, because the Atari ST will live on in our new undertaking. You want to get into the new undertaking, the BRENT show? We unveiled the new undertaking here.
Well, oddly enough, the last, not this Atari ST show, but the one we did before it, was so hideous that it made us,
KFC one.
Yeah, it made us sad. And it kind of sent us down a well of depression.
Yeah.
That could only be cured by taking the poor old Atari ST show out behind the woodshed, no Yeller in it.
Well, I mean, we had to regroup. I mean, sincerely, we weren't just like, screw this. We were like, okay, what can we do at this juncture?
Because Atari, I mean, was a fairly large part of our gaming upbringing.
Yeah.
Consoles and computers and arcades, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And while the ST is a fine system, I don't think it reflects Atari as a whole.
Plus, it's the one we have the least experience with.
A personal
by
experience
far. Of
with,
all the Atari systems, short of the Falcon, I know the least about although I've learned a lot over the years, but yeah.
So we kind of sat down and said, you know what? I don't think we're giving the Atari its due. We need to up our game. And so we are going to do Atari Unlimited.
There it is. What the sun has shown.
And what Atari Unlimited is going to do is take the ST's slot And we are going to broaden the Atari selection to be everything Atari. Anything Atari has touched or gleamed upon is going to be up for a possible show.
Yeah. We are going to, listen, we're going all in on this.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do is, because normally what we've done in the past is, we've done Atari ST shows. We've done about 6 a year.
Yeah.
Something like that. We're going to put Atari Unlimited into the full rotation.
Yeah.
Along with R. Sinclair and ARG Presents. So it'll be right there with the other
you're gonna get,
big shows.
Basically, you're going to get three Atari Unlimited shows every 2 months.
Yeah, and then we're also, Coco will still be around every couple rotations. We'll throw in a Coco show.
Correct.
Keep the ball. So we won't lose any Coco shows. So really, nothing will really be lost here. And we're hoping that with the width and breadth of the Atari history and library, that we can have a more expansive collection of stuff to fool with and talk about, too. Because we like that. One of the things we learned from ARG is we like to discover new consoles, new computers that we weren't familiar with, and talk about those. And plus, there's just a whole variety of Atari software out there that we'd love to talk about, that we grew up with or have experience with, that we've never really got to talk about in depth. Particularly stuff like the 2600, the Atari 8-bits, stuff like that, plus stuff like that. I have a Jag. I've got an Atari 400. I've got a Lynx sitting around. We got all this stuff. We want to get into it a little bit, and we've only ever touched the surface on ARG, so now we're diving in a full bore.
And if you want to help us on this adventure, and you are a Patreon member at the $10 or $15 tier, the game selection committee is going to be helping us choose what console or system or topic we are going to tackle each and every show. We're going to present them with a list. They are going to vote on what they want to see, and if it gets a vote but it's not enough to win, it's going to stay on the list, and then everything else is going to drop off, so we can try to cycle through these to see what the people out there want to hear about.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a novel way to do it, and it should be a lot of fun. So effectively, every show, the selection committee will be choosing the system or topic,
yeah,
and then we're going to get into it. It should be a lot of fun. We're going to generally we're going to do one game per show, except for maybe special circumstances. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to dipping my toe in the pool. We didn't just do this without polling the constituents. And I've not had a single person tell me that they thought this was a bad idea.
Yeah, in fact, everyone has been incredibly supportive, and we love to hear it. And we really are hoping that everyone gets out there in the Discord who has the access to be on the game selection committee and vote what they want to see, because we're going to be excited no matter what the topic is, because Atari has just so much stuff.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to jumping into it.
And of course, now we're going to have a lot more flexibility with games that we pick. So if you've got a hidden gem or a game that you think we'd enjoy, like, mention it in the comments, shoot us a note, mention it on Discord, and maybe that's the one we'll choose. You never know.
Or at least bring it up in conversation.
Absolutely. So we'll be more than happy to do that. So yes, that's Atari Unlimited. That will be coming to you in 3 weeks. Next week, the Brent, the rotation spins back around to R. Sinclair. And we're going to be playing one of your favorites. Tell them what it is.
A Green Beret, or as you might know it in America, Russian Attack.
Russian Attack, Green Beret, straight from the arcade. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be next week on R. Sinclair. And again, we'll be back with the brand new Atari Unlimited show. It'll be coming back in 3 weeks, our very first episode. And Brent's going to be doing the production on it from here on out, so you don't have to put up with my crappy production. Should be a lot of fun. Any final thoughts, Brent, before we take this thing to the house?
Nope.
That says enough for me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to all the Patreons and all the subscribers. You're what bring us to the dance. We'll catch you next week for R. Sinclair.